Okay, so I know what you might be thinking. Lego, the Red Wings just got totally embarrassed by Zach Hyman and the Edmonton Oilers yesterday. Why are you going out there and making a video that's all sunshines and rainbows about this team? Well, because the Red Wings got totally embarrassed yesterday. Why not go out there and spread some positivity, spread some of the good news that we have seen out of this Motown squad? Also, I'd say, just to throw it out there, I think it was about time that the Oilers started to wake up. Zach Hyman was due for a good game like this. Connor McDavid has really started to get things going one more time. My guy Leon Draisaitl is starting to consistently get more points, and I say that fully knowing that he was well over a point per game before this game yesterday. I've just been very frustrated as a Draisaitl and Bouchard fantasy owner that maybe the production hasn't been as good as we had expected it to be. But anyways, the Red Wings had this game on December 11th, and that actually is not the timeline that I wanted to focus on when it comes to talking about this team right here. Because what I wanted to do was head over onto the R Hockey subreddit and read about what Smash Bros 13 posted about yesterday. Here is the NHL's best and worst team of the week from December 4th to December 10th. Now, I'll say this again. I'm very confused as to why Smash Bros 13 does the Team of the Week segments broken down by Wednesdays. It's like, oh, we'll start out on a Thursday and then end it on a Wednesday. That's our week of the season that we're going to dive into. Maybe it's because that's when the season began. I don't know. I'm too used to thinking about weeks starting on Sundays and ending on Saturdays, but pretty sure y'all are familiar with what Smash Bros 13 goes out there and does. He takes a look at NHL players and their game score cards, courtesy of HockeyStatCards.com. Every player from every game is assigned a number grading, and over the course of a week, you are able to compile each of the metrics for all the players that play, and you get this calculation. The best team of the week from December 4th to December 10th, and the worst team of the week from December 4th to December 10th. Let's start out actually with the negative, because this is quite funny. I'm sorry, Emil Heineman, you were a pretty good acquisition for the New York Islanders from that Noah Dobson trade, but he didn't have a great week. Nor did these Chicago guys. Ilya Mikheyev, Jason Dickinson, Toivo Teravainen, Aleksanteri Kasimaki. Who the hell is that? I'd never heard of that name before, and I'm usually super in tune with the prospects. Really interesting there for the St. Louis Blues. Dalibor Dvorsky, Matt Duchene, Max Sasson from the Vancouver Canucks, and even Nico Hischier is included on the worst team of the week list. But if we take a look at the best team of the week, this is where things get really, really cool. Because the number one forward in the National Hockey League from December 4th to December 10th was none other than Alex Debrincat. The second best forward in the NHL was Andrew Copp, and the third best was Patrick Kane. Actually, is that correct? Oh, no. Kane was not the third best. Draisaitl was the third best with a 9.84 ranking. But of course, Patrick Kane does not play center, so he would be included on the right wing over here. McDavid, Draisaitl, Beckett, Seneca are all over here, as were Tommy Novak, Sam Bennett, and Mark Stone. Vasily Podkolzin, Matthew Barzal, and Marty Necas round out the final four of the lines here. And then on defense, Simon Edvinsson and Moritz Seider, as they have been all season long, the best pairing in the National Hockey League. Jackson Lacombe and Darren Radish have been fantastic, as have Ryan Shea and Chris Letang. Big shout out over to that Darren Radish, by the way. He's in Tampa Bay tearing it up. He is scoring points after points after points. I have him in 3 of my main fantasy leagues, and he has been going off. I was thinking, when the hell do I drop this guy? I picked him up because Victor Hedman got hurt, but then Victor Hedman came back, and Darren Radish was still scoring points, and now Victor Hedman is hurt again. What? There's no point in dropping this guy. Knock on wood, of course, I say that fully knowing that because I said that, maybe he'll go pointless for 5 straight. And then the best goaltender in the NHL for the past week was John Gibson. Who would have expected that? Like, the guy was absolute cheeks to open up the first 2 months of the season, and now he is amongst the NHL's best. But either way, focusing on that line here, Debrincat, Copp, and Patrick Kane, what a big surprise for Red Wings fans to see at the top of the NHL's Team of the Week ranking, courtesy of Hockey Stats Card's game scores. Red Wings masterclass, the top comment said. Baboshinu goes out there and replies, yeah, Andrew Copp is at the top, just like we all expected. The dude legitimately turns into another player only when he plays with Kane and Alex Debrincat. It's infuriating in a way. I spent way too long trying to figure out who ADB was, and my something brain came up with Anthony DeBavillier, Axel Dandine Bellic. Okay, we're not going to continue down that conversation. But, Andrew Copp is a #1 center in the National Hockey League. If we take a look at just some of the fantasy numbers over here, ignore the team names, this is just one of my personal leagues with my friends, but Patrick Kane, yes, he didn't score any points in yesterday's Edmonton loss, but just take a look at the production he has had here. Assists, and goals, and he's getting a lot of shots and even some blocks in there as well. Take a look at Andrew Copp. This guy has been continuously getting shots and producing at a pretty decent clip as of late. And then you've got Alex Debrincat, who has been scoring goals like crazy, shooting the puck like crazy. You head over to the Detroit Red Wings and their overall stats on the year, and you will see some pretty impressive numbers. I think a lot of folks expected guys like Debrincat and Kane to produce very well this season. Debrincat's on pace for 87 points, which would be a career high. It's kind of poetic because the other 2 times that he had 41 goals in an NHL season, he was playing with Patrick Kane. And this year, guess what? He is on pace for 41 one more time. And Patty Kane is right alongside of him there. Now, Kane, 21 points in 23 games. Yes, he missed a lot of time, but he is just under a point per game. Andrew Copp is at half a point a game, but if you ignore, the opening sample of the season where he wasn't playing with Debrincat and Kane, obviously it looks a little bit better. He has produced a lot more as of late. There are a lot of dead spots in Andrew Copp's production, and we're not going to pretend like that's surprising. We all knew that this was the player that Copp is, essentially, but it's nice to see the guy actually become a middle 6 caliber, even a top 6 caliber player at times. It's just he does need 2 world-class wingers to bring it out of him, but we're not complaining. We love our Michigan Wolverines, don't we? So with that in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Detroit Red Wings guys being labeled on the best team of the week in Debrincat, Copp, Kane, Edvinsson, Seider, and Gibson, all at the top of the league at their positions? Patrick Kane, the #1 right wing, Andrew Copp, the #1 center, Debrincat, the #1 forward as a whole, Moritz Seider and Simon Edvinsson, the 2 best defensemen in the NHL, and then you have John Gibson with the best goaltender metrics as well. This is a pretty good run for the Detroit Red Wings, if I do say so myself, and I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How does that make you feel? I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.